brand new GSF Super Team Champions. The GSF team. Talking about XIOS. XIOS, people. I got Coach Andrew right here. Hey, we're on to number 7 though, Coach. You're just a blast in the past now. And I cannot hear you. That's awesome.
Don't need to hear me. I just gotta say, I mean, champions win. That's it.
Well, Coach.
I'm just kidding. That was a good one.
I know we are a high school sports channel, and we do content related to high school sports.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I feel like we should lead in with a very breaking news just now.
I was gonna actually ask you about that. I was actually just about to ask you from that.
Do you see the headline?
Yeah. I just shot him a message, said, good luck, congratulations. Are we talking about the same thing?
I wouldn't say congratulations, but let me read you what this says. We might need to, I don't know. I don't like editing. I don't have time to edit. But
No, I think we're talking about different things.
KRON4.com news reports teacher arrested for alleged sexual assault of student 2 decades back. In an unconnected incident, a 56-year-old Los Gatos man was arrested in connection to a delayed report involving a sexual assault of a minor between 2002 and 2003. The suspect, Sean Thomas, was a teacher at Lee High School at the time of the alleged assault. As in the first case, the victim was a juvenile female student at the school. I can go on, but I'm not going to. Yeah, so obviously we know Sean Thomas. He was once part of GSF. His son is very talented. The entire family is very talented, but I don't know, I got this text while I was waiting for you, and I think it's just unfortunate. I don't really want to dive into it, but it's out there. It's crazy. All I gotta say is this: as a parent of 4 children, it's always been a high priority who my kids are around with, adults especially. I don't trust a lot of people when it comes to my kids.
Right.
And I've gotten crap for that from family, people that I know, and all that stuff. It's like, I don't like my kids sleeping over. I don't like my kids being alone with other adults. Yeah. Anyways, I didn't mean to like go down this way different thing, but this is GSF Weekly. This is Get Sports Focus. We don't really we talk a lot about the real deal here, and I think this is the first time I've ever kind of even mentioned anything like this.
Yeah. So we were talking about 2 completely different things.
We were talking about 2 completely different things, unrelated, but as a parent though, people, there's a lot of creeps out there. Watch your children. Watch your children. Oh my goodness.
No, and honestly, like I'll say something on that. Like, I own a facility out here, and the kids have to mix with each other. So it's like, teaching, you could start, and coaches have such a huge influence on people, I'm glad, like, the boys here at the gym, well, because I also get mad at them too about it, is like, if one of our female athletes is leaving, I say, like, hey, be a gentleman and go walk them out, especially when it's dark, outside, go walk them out. It's things like that. I grew up with I'm the only boy. I have 4 sisters.
No
So
way.
Yeah, I
I'm
have four
the only
sisters.
boy. I got three sisters. You met one of them at the tournament yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, so we kind of get it, and it's really weird too, and I'm not gonna we don't need to get into those things, but it's like, the influence that you have, especially like in these, both genders, the influence that we have as coaches, they like, you might be the only person that they could talk to,
Yeah.
and they really confide in you. And it's like, how do you take advantage of that? Or can you actually, like, build on something and lead them down the right path, and really understand, that role. It's weird. It's weird to see. It's weird to be around sometimes, like you never know who it is.
Yeah.
We'll
Uh,
just leave it at that.
that's crazy though. Oh my goodness. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Right behind me is the GSF Super Team 7, which is going to be on April 28th. This is going to be a very, very big one. Not in a like a lot of teams kind of a sense, but this is shaping up to be a champions of champion kind of a tournament setup. So as the Super Team 6 champs, XIOS, hopefully they'll have their jerseys back then.
We
Will
probably
compete
we'll see. We'll see. I don't know yet.
one
I
more game. One more
one more.
game.
You
One
really
more.
are you're really trying to get me out of this whole retirement thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
I I do have a game that weekend, so
Oh, goodness. Call in sick, coach. Come on now.
I can't. It's I'm in San Diego at that game, so
Okay, we're gonna relocate Super Team 7 to San Diego just so you can be.
all right.
Oh
All
man.
right.
No, it was a
I
great
mean,
it, yesterday was nice. Yesterday was nice. First of all, thank you, Mackenzie from Gatorade, for hooking up the student athletes with the drink powder and um the protein bars. I think it made everybody competitive. Honestly, yeah, I saw some competition yesterday. BD Prep, outstanding team. They're coached really well. Toa, my favorite team to win yesterday. I think you guys took them out. Or was it Legacy? No, you beat Legacy. Oh, wait. I don't even know what happened. Wait, hold on. Anyways, okay, reset. Get better, get beat. GBGB. They were in the house. They struggled a little bit. But hey, man, this is super team. They won the first tournament super team of this year, and obviously this was the second one, and you guys took them down, I believe, in the pool play, and
no, first
eventually.
round of the playoffs. First round's a tournament.
Yes, and this is there's a lot of things that happened yesterday that I kind of want to touch up on, but I'll give you the opportunity to talk about your team and who you brought, but there's a group of guys that represented the GSF black and gold yesterday on the 7-on-7 tournament. They are from Alameda, and Coach Morris uh called me up and wanted to compete in this tournament, and we suited them up, and they knocked down. They were 0-3, and things were just not working for them, like left and right. I tried to shoot one of their games, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't think they're ready. But you know what? It's all about development, right? And it's all about development. It's all about working together and improving. And this team from Alameda, they literally improved from beginning up until the end, because I think you guys played them in the semis, and I think it was a close game, right? But oh no, it wasn't. But anyways, they took down the number one seed, which was Legacy, and that game came down to just execution. They had so many drops throughout the entire cool play, and they finally connected and upset the number one seed, and they ended up playing you guys in the semis. I didn't get that game because I was over at the BD Prep TOA strength game, which was a great game, by the way. It came down to the last few seconds. But tell us about your semis matchup with the GSF Black and Gold. They called themselves ATC Force.
Hmm. It was, to be completely honest, like I thought we were gonna lose that game, to be real with you. Um, it was tied. It was tied up, and going into the second drive, we threw a pick.
Mm.
So that's what happened. And they took the five. Okay, so I'll go through the walkthrough of it first. So they took the five. They gave us the ball back. We scored. Then they scored. They tried to go for two. They didn't get it. Gave me the ball back. We scored. Then we got a pick. I took the three, and then I scored again. And I ran down the clock. So I would say like the way that's just how the scoring went. Like just talking about it that way, it's you could tell. This is their first tournament, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I can say that I think what helped out this time around was understanding the rules and understanding how to play it. You
Mm.
know, the the time is longer in the playoffs or in the tournament play. So it's a little bit longer. So you got to know how to use the clock. Um, for I don't know, maybe it's just me. Don't give me too much time on the clock, especially when I have like a very high powered like offensive like attack. But it was knowing when to take the three and when to take the five. Like I think that's
Yes.
something that a lot of players don't, a lot of teams don't know how to do yet. But I was behind, right? I was behind. It was 12-7. I was behind. We get a pick and I score. So I just put 10 points within a matter of like 2-3 minutes. So that was that's a huge momentum swing. So it was like, I guess learning, I guess from all the experience of doing this was like, it was understanding that. It was understanding that aspect of the tournament play. So it was a good team, but they're very good. They have a lot of promise.
Yes.
We never really covered them during the season. I really feel like we should. There's something brewing up there in the East Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, talent is everywhere, man. It's just a matter of like, how do you how do you find that coverage and how do you find that talent? It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
No, Coach Morris, man, they put up a great fight. They're gonna be back, I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing them on the 7th. The big open is on the 7th. Um, yeah, that I thought your quarterback. So your quarterback was voted as MVP by the referees or by
As he
everybody.
should. He
Um,
should.
Jackson Robinson from Christopher High, class of 2025, GSF Senior All-Star nominee. I'd like to confirm him soon.
He
um,
probably will.
yeah, yeah. But random people were coming up to me. Who's the big guy? That kid is huge. He's got an arm. Oh, that kid is sick. Like, where does he play? Like, where is he gonna go next year? Is he a 3-star? Like, where is he from? We've never seen him. And it was great to hear about it, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, Jackson got to market himself a little bit better. Um,
It's just to touch on that. It's weird, right? It's this area. Like, not many people even know where Gilroy is.
uh,
And then
Gilroy,
when they
yeah,
when they know Gilroy, they know wrestling. They
but
don't know that they
but
don't know
it's
that
not
football's good
it's
at.
not even Gilroy. It's Christopher.
Yeah. They don't even know that. Some people, did you know some people don't even know what Christopher is still? They've been around for, what is this? They came out in 2008, 2009.
Almost 30 years. Well, 25.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
they're still considered a young school. They're
Mm.
younger-ish, but it's yeah, they don't really know about it. Like, I don't think people even know, like, their field hockey team, for example. Their field hockey team is one of the top teams in the
Very good.
state.
Yes.
Their basketball team, very good, both sides, but no one knows about it because during the winter, Gilroy Wrestling just owns it.
Yeah. DC and the Gilroy boys, I think they took third at state.
Was it third? As a
Yeah.
team, right?
Oh, as a team, they had multiple champs. Cody
Hmm.
Merrill, state champ. I forgot the other guy's name, but I'm a Cody fan. Cody Merrill, the best nose guard in the nation that nobody knows about because he never played football. Well, at least in California. I said nation. I think he's the best D line in NorCal, maybe California, and he never really played football.
That's never stepped on a football field. Cool.
Yep, exactly. I'm sure he stepped on the football field to train.
Probably. Yeah, that doesn't count. Anyways, but Jackson, yeah, he's developed over the years, and it's really cool to see, where he's like, he's grown up a lot. He's really tall. He got a lot taller from when I met him when he was a freshman.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so he was like, I think he was like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2" when I first met him. That's a big freshman. Now we measured him at the gym. He's 6'6", and he moves well. He was the junior of the year for basketball for their league. So, he's athletic. But yeah, it's not even just me, or it's not even just him that needs to market himself better. It's like, his coaches got to market him. He's got to reach out to like media outlets and like get sports focus.
Jackson, where are you at? No, I found
Yeah.
no. Hey, Jackson is a GSF Game of the Week MVP, and he was also a game changer during the 2023 season. So, um, yeah, that's the man right there. And I don't know all the other guys, but the defense really stepped it up. The defense really stepped it up.
Yeah.
I could tell right from the get-go, the confidence was there. And it was
Hmm.
just a matter of time, really. I was thinking, I was like, man, what if Coach Andrews' team end up in the finals? And my prediction was you guys were in the finals along with either Toa or Legacy, because those two teams, they were playing really, really well. But you got to manage your time, you got to manage your energy. And I just think BD Prep was just consistent. They were calm while competing. And Coach Shabaglian, I mean, he's a really good dude when it comes to like how he kind of cultivates the soil right there. Like, the BD prep kids are very young. They're gonna be together again next year and the next year as far as like off-season 7-on-7. That's actually a 15U team you guys played. And that's a very good 15U team. And I'm looking forward to seeing that pretty much the same exact group moving forward. But man, Toa, oh my goodness, they got some ballers there. Let's put on some pads on Toa because they dominated and they
Oh no.
dominated on the 5-on-5.
Yeah, they beat
They were
us
they were getting
20.
they were giving it the oos push. That was awesome, man.
No, I gotta give it to I actually was able to talk to one of the kids from TOA, Reese, the receiver. I
Mm.
think number eight. Um they don't know who I was. And then I introduced myself and I told him, I was like, first thing I asked him, I was like, how are your grades? And he's like, I'm working on it. I was like, work harder at that. We already know you can play here. I was like, if you keep this up, you take care of your grades. So I was like, there'll be a lot of people out here ready to help you.
Yeah. Ooh, I like how you put that. A lot of people ready to help you. Hey, we're ready to help people,
Hmm.
but you gotta come in with the requirements, right? Man, and preparation is key. You gotta prepare yourself. I got. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
You
was
were
gonna say
say
like
something.
I was like, oh, I was gonna say was like it's that the age old saying, um, always stay ready so that you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Big shout out to the GSF 5-on-5 team. They competed well against KT Prep, 2G, Prolific Star, and Toa. That was a hard tournament as far as 5-on-5 because they were put to the test. Coach Sione and Coach Duff, our GSF O-line D-line coaches, they wanted to do something different, and I thought it worked out really well because they did all the warm-ups together, and they did some pre-tournament drills that showed off athleticism, quickness, and all that stuff. I'm gonna have Coach Sione explain that later on, when I have him on here. But I thought it was well executed. The competition was great. There was a lot of talent there. KT Prep, in the end, they too managed the tournament very, very well and came out on top. Like I said, Toa was dominant. I was thinking Toa was gonna pull this one off, but it ended up being a close one. KT Prep took them down in the finals, and we're gonna be doing more. We're gonna be doing more 5-on-5 tournaments in the next couple of months. So stay tuned for the dates. Well, the dates is actually set. It's on the website. I just don't have it off the top of my head. But um, man, we want to see we want to see more middle school as well. So we're probably
Yeah.
gonna see some middle school too. So uh super success. Like it was a successful tournament when it comes to the 5-on-5. And congratulations, KT Prep, for winning. Got highlights coming up. So yeah, that was the 5-on-5, man. It was
All right. Oh yeah, it looked good. The kids that you got two of my, you have three of my linemen now, right?
yeah,
Yeah, you have three of my linemen, and they just talk just great things. They said that it's a really great experience. They're learning a lot, and they can't wait to implement what they've learned so far. The biggest one was the that they all three of them said was confidence. Like
yeah,
the coaches instilled a lot of confidence in them, and they feel a lot more confident moving forward just because it's the direction that they're being given that's helping them out a lot. So big ups to the, Coach Duff and, Coach Sione, like, big ups to those guys. They're doing a great job leading it. So, you can't get any better than that. And all the other coaches that help out, like, with all the linemen, it's big. And I think they need a lot more. I think linemen need a lot more love. They do get love, don't get me wrong. They get a lot of love. I think if you're gonna prioritize anything in the offseason, here's the I guess this is like the secret sauce for any program. If you can take care of your linemen, everything and anything to do with them, everything else will be really easy. Because if you can't win the trenches, you can't win a game.
mm, absolutely, 100%. Yes, yes. When you talked about confidence, so I personally believe that the pool play is probably the most intense and toughest part of the 5-on-5 tournament. Um, because for the most part, I mean, these are the big dogs. These are the big guys, and they're known to not really, like, last that long when it comes to like, a tournament. So as the tournament moves on, the guys that are in really good shape, they're gonna win their reps, and
Right.
they will pretty much carry their team to whatever finish they end up in. But so I thought the pool play when everybody was fresh, that's like the toughest part of the tournament, and our guys were 5-0. seeded number one heading into the playoffs. But like I said, KT, they had some dogs, and they showed it, in the end. Toa as well. Toa took us down in the semis. And so yeah, so Toa ended up going to the finals. And I
Mhm.
actually thought they were gonna win because they had like some really like monster looking dudes that are like, oh man, this is gonna be a great battle. And it was a great battle. But the confidence that developed right then and there for the guys that are actually on our squad, you could see it. And I told them, I was like, what if you increase your, not production, but your process? What if you increase it by about 10%
Mhm.
this week and next week? Think of where you will be in 2 weeks in the next
Right.
turn. Just turn it up a notch. Your workouts, amount of training sessions that you're gonna go to, because we do have training sessions with Coach Duff and Coach Sione every I believe Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays.
Every Sunday right here.
Yeah, exactly. So what if you turn that up a little? What if you bring a buddy?
Yeah.
Let's multiply. Um, but yeah, it was cool. It was really good, and I really like the format. So I think we're gonna adapt that format moving forward. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you are a lineman, young or varsity, whatever, and you want to learn from some really really good coaches, hit us up. If you want to strengthen yourself, Coach Andrew is your guy. And yeah, like he was saying earlier, there's a lot of people ready to help you when you're ready, but
Mhm.
you gotta do that yourself. You gotta put yourself in a position to where, like, okay, I'm ready, and you're not gonna do that sitting on the couch
Nope.
or hanging out.
I mean, the only time I would say like it's okay to be on the couch is if you're or on the couch is if you're trying to take care of your school.
Oh yeah,
Then
exactly.
100%. Then 100%. Then I'm all for it. But you know, you shouldn't have to be doing that if you stayed ready and stayed on top of your grades.
Exactly. So,
So
uh,
back to sevens. Okay, we can finally. Are we ready to finally cover the championship game?
the 12-2, the 12U. Yes, let's talk about the 12U real quick. No, hey, Zoom and 2G, those are really good organizations. I've been able to interact with their coaches behind the scenes, and they're good guys. They have a bunch of kids and families who just want to play. And so
Right.
we ended up doing this 12U tournament, and our team actually got together for the first time yesterday. For the
They look
first
awesome.
time yesterday. Yeah, definitely sounds like a GSF thing. First tournament, finally got together for the first time. And throughout the whole thing, like, they got better. They were always there every single game. They were right there. But it was just a matter of, like, man, some things just didn't go right, didn't go through. But Coach Nate and Coach Momo, they did a really good job handling the boys.
Mhm.
It was interesting to see the boys. This is the first time they're all together. And so even I don't even think they were able to talk to the kids directly. So you could see there's like a little wall there that existed in the beginning where trust needed to be earned. And
Yeah.
trust was definitely earned by at least the third game, because like our heroes, our little heroes were connecting, and they were communicating, and I credit that to Nate and Momo for doing a great job coaching the boys. And Zoom, they got some talented future stars there. 2G, they got a bunch of like future 3-star recruits. There's a few Austin Hoopers and Cooper Flanagans on that team. Big boys that
Those are
are
some
the
big
right age.
kids.
Huh?
Yeah, those are some big kids. I
Yeah.
thought they were on the I thought they were on the like the high school 2G team when they walked in. And
Oh,
I was like, oh, some big boys.
yeah. Yeah.
So I think
It was a good showdown.
I ran into one. I think one of them was walking in. When I was walking out, and I was like, that's a big kid. I was like,
Couple of
that is
them
a.
were taller than me, actually, coach.
I mean,
It was cool.
that's not hard. That's not hard for us.
I
Like,
know,
it's not hard.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. No, but they played well. Like that whole division yesterday was solid.
Mhm.
So we're looking forward to the next one, which will most likely be on the 14th. But again, shout out to the coaches for executing that, and our announcer Kevin. He was awesome.
I didn't know that like we were doing that for the championship game, so it kind of caught
Oh
me off
yeah.
guard a little. It caught me off guard a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. We're moving up, coach. We're moving up. We got announcers and all of that stuff.
Gatorade.
Exactly. So Kevin had a blast. He's our announcer, our PA guy, and it really added a lot to the event, I thought. And but the first game that he actually called was your championship game.
Yeah, he said something to me too because I remember in the pregame, you're like, I've been in the championship 6 times in the last 2 years and I haven't won one. And he was the one that said like maybe he's like today might be the day, and I was like, I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys versus BD Prep. BD Prep, I think this was their fourth championship, and they won
Mhm.
two. The championships that they won were 14U, by the way. So that's why they are a true 15U team.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that was that game. You guys showed who's the boss, basically. You have the upperclassmen doing their thing and defense, man. You guys won that with defense. I mean, Jackson too. He
It
he he turned it up.
He did. So they played BD Prep. So let's go through the day. That was the first game they played was BD Prep, and I actually didn't coach that game.
No, you did not.
I was working. I was training some people on the side at that moment because I also want. I told them I was like I told the boys I was like, look, you guys haven't done anything in a while. Just use the pool play to try to get your chemistry down. Just try to get some timing down. Even Jackson was like, yeah, like we need to get some timing down. They missed a lot of plays in the first game. They missed a lot. Like everything was off. They played like crap. They admitted it. They played like crap the first game, but not as bad. Like, they still didn't lose by that much. And then we went to the second game. I think that was against Toa. And we just had a few miscues. And that was where our defense, we were trying to more figure, like offense, we figured it out at that point. Once I started calling plays for them, offense was pretty smooth. But it was defense. We needed to figure that out. None of these guys played defense together. That's, um, yeah, that was the thing. Like our linebackers don't even play like I think one of our linebackers like hasn't played linebacker since he was in 8th grade. We had a linebacker from Oak Grove who just decided to play that morning, and he's only been playing football for 2 years. And then we had a guy playing corner that usually plays D end.
I like how you're describing them as guy, a guy. You don't even know their names.
I do. I know all their
Neither
names.
do.
I know all their names. I just didn't need to point them out. They'll know like when they watch this, they'll know who I'm talking about.
Okay. No, that was
But
cool. That was very experimental. Super team is an experimental thing, by the way, people. It used to include current seniors. Then the interest level went from there to here. So we took out the senior part. And a lot of people don't know this, but super team does not require you to have a coach. you can literally be a varsity player, put together your team, enter your team, but you still have to have an adult, not
Supervising you.
really supervision, but an adult on your side. But you can self-coach. Midi did it last year, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Oak Grove did it in week one in the first tournament, and so coaches do help out a lot. But for the most part, if you are a team and you want to put together your team, all you got to do is, I mean, I'll just put it this way: we can guide you through it. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it was a very productive day yesterday. We had three tournaments in one day, back to back to back.
Yeah. I mean, I was you know what I forgot to say? I was actually really scared because we got the ball first because we were the yeah. I got really scared because we I think we threw an interception. No, we turned the ball over our first drive.
Ah, yes.
And usually, hey, if history shows if you get the ball first and you don't score on the first drive, usually that team loses.
Mm,
Usually.
yeah.
Not me. Not me though. I'm just kidding. No,
Couple of
I had
picks.
yeah, I had to throw like because I didn't get again, like I didn't coach the first game against them. So I didn't know what they were doing. Like zero, like I didn't even watch them play. Sorry. It's no disrespect to them. It was like I was doing something.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah, I was doing something. So when we got out on that first drive, I kind of just tried different things just to see what they did. And then kind of the rest is history from there. I learned how to burn the clock because last year my problem was like I was scoring a lot, but I was scoring a lot too quickly where it didn't even matter anymore.
Mm,
You're just giving the ball back. So, you know, that's why we played it short. And I think the other teams knew what we were doing, especially when we knew like I had the game down. I was like, I'm gonna burn the clock
nice. Nice. Well, I'm glad you came out of retirement.
for one
Congratulations.
day. For
For
one day. I don't
one
think
day,
people
one day
so,
only.
okay, so some people asked about the caption. We should explain the caption.
Oh, yeah. So, what was it? Last Tuesday,
Yeah.
you asked me if you guys could be in the tournament, and I said, "Of course." How many? And then you started to talk about your players, and I'm like, "You don't have enough. You need more." Um, but then, so Coach Andrew and I have been talking about sevens, and when you look at the winners of these tournaments, it's pretty consistent that every single team that won it have around 13 players.
Hmm.
13, maybe as many as 15. Like, so I told them, if you can get 13 ballers, that's all you need. But for you, it was like, I got 10.
And then it actually went less. So we actually had because one of the kids actually called, he was sick. He got sick over the weekend. So we actually would have had 10, but we had nine.
You had the right nine.
Yeah, it was the right ones.
You had the right nine. They were, and credit to all your entire group. You guys
Hmm.
were in shape. You guys were, I mean, there's a lot of things that goes in the tournament. I mean, you could get mentally fatigued, you can get physically fatigued and all that stuff. And but it looked like uh you guys could have played 3, 4 more games. So that was
This
really cool.
Yeah, this group has honestly like I was talking someone actually messaged me. They're like, "Oh, you finally got one." They're like, "What did you guys do?" Oh, like did you guys even practice? I was like, "No." This group has literally just been like training. They've just been
Yeah.
training they just train at the gym every day. Like these guys
Yeah.
have been training since January. Like we haven't put a sevens team together. So these guys have just been like working out. Like we do some like football specific stuff and agilities here and there. But these guys are just like working out. Like they look like they're getting into football shape.
They
Like they're
look
getting
like
ready.
football. Yeah, I was gonna say they look like football players, and they showed it, right? You know, obviously the first couple of games was kind of rocky, but you guys adjusted, you know, by after halftime basically, and took care of business. So, for all you guys out there, it's not just the field stuff. You got to get in the weight room, and you got to get in the weight room with the right mentor. And hopefully you all have that. The majority of you, I'm pretty sure you don't. So you might want to consult with somebody like Coach Andrew to help you out with that. Because yesterday was one of those things where it's like, hey, yeah, it's true. It's real. Like the guys from this squad did not look fatigued at all. And they look like they were ready to go for another, you know, like 3 or 4 games. So great job, coach.
Credit to the boys. Credit to the boys. Like that. That was all them. You
Yep.
know, I gotta give it to them.
Yep. So what's next, man? I know the XIOS combine training is still going. I don't know how many
Hmm.
more weeks you have left, but um
Well, I guess I'll announce it here. So we're actually gonna take a little break. Um, Realize that you know, it's Easter weekend,
yes, that is
and
right.
it's also opening weekend for us.
Right.
So banner drop.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, banner raise, banner drop. But I don't know. But they're putting one up in SAP. So I'm glad you're gonna. Hopefully, you're gonna be there.
I
So
think
you
I'm
get.
gonna be there. Yes. I
So it'll be
can't
cool to see
guarantee
that.
yet.
It's okay. But they're raising the banner for last year's championship for this game. But we are going to take a break next week for Easter. And then I think we're taking the next week off as well. Um, I think the next couple of weeks off, actually, just because one, I'm out of town. I have to travel with the team.
Hmm.
So I will be gone. And then we're actually going to reconvene and actually do, we have to cover one more drill, which is for, I would say, for the linemen, linebackers, and running backs. This is probably the most important drill that you should probably come to.
Okay.
It is the three cone L drill. That is probably like one of the most important drills for you guys to come in and do. So I would suggest coming to it. I'm not going to force you to, but I would suggest it. And then I think after that, we have like the offensive specific, like we're going to go over camp drills that are typically used for offensive players. Then the following week, we'll go over the defense. And then we do the retest. And then the big combine.
Nice.
But in between, there's top dog. So you can actually see where you're at first. And
Top
then
Dog. Wait, I forgot to tell you, Top Dog is going to be rescheduled.
never mind. So we got us. So you have combine training, camp drill training, and then the XIOS finale, and then top dog.
Yeah, Top Dog is gonna be it's gonna be in May, early May.
Perfect.
Yes. So it should
Perfect.
work out with your schedule and all that stuff. So um
Hopefully it's are you trying we'll talk about that later.
yeah, we'll get it up. There's a lot of challenges with the 14th. So
It's okay.
yeah, it's been pretty crazy. We've been going to tournaments and putting on tournaments at the same time and all that stuff. Can't wait to find out what's going on with Coach Romero and the college boys. They were at a tournament yesterday as well. Not ours, but up in the Sacramento area.
Which
Uh,
one were they at?
it was like the Sacramento area. I forgot what high school, but they yeah, they went there. I mean, we had ours, so we couldn't get our I had to be back here, obviously, because it's our tournament. But the 5-on-5s went really well. You know, the entire day was beautiful. It rained a little bit, the sun was out, it got warm. Everybody was happy about the officiating. The parents really liked the 12U format, and somebody even said like, man, this is so much better than flag because it's more like an actual competition, not recreation. The 5-on-5 format was solid. The high school tournament ended when it's supposed to end, so everybody's happy about
Yeah.
that. So yeah, man, we got a lot of things to be proud of.
Big shout out to Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
Paul and the like the entire like officiating crew. Like, this again, this is like the first one that like I've actually been a part of. So I didn't get like I didn't realize like how like whoever put them not just put them together, but taught them the rules and how to stand strong with their calls. Great job, dude. Amazing job. There was a because there was a discrepancy, I think, on one of the games that happened before us was the he blew his whistle, but the timer went off late. But they were like, but he got it off. And the whoever was standing there was like, no, I'm counting.
Yes.
And I was like, dang. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
We don't rely on the tee because that tee is not very well put together. It's not, but we have to use it. So I don't know. Yeah, I do believe that we have the best set of 7-on-7 rules
Hmm.
compared to anybody or any other tournament that I've been to. Everything is pretty clear. Our emphasis is very clear. I highly encourage every single parent, every single player, and definitely every single coach to read it and just get to know it because it's really the best set of rules out there. So I don't even mind other tournaments using our rules. They don't
Right.
even have, I mean, it'd be nice if they give me a heads up, but I think the way we've done it is pretty straightforward and clear and really focuses on sportsmanship and all that stuff. So we promote the right stuff, basically, which that's the entire group. And it's it was a nice day yesterday. It was a good day. So
Little rain. Little rain.
a little bit of rain, yes. I'm gonna miss the chilly breeze. The,
I'm not like actually, I am and am not. Especially because like, we practice, even though like we practice in the morning, we practice at that time where the sun starts to like hit the peak. So it's hot. Man,
mm,
it sucks. I don't know if you could tell, I got a lot darker already. Fat
yep.
tan.
Um, well, speaking of you said the word peak. That just kind of reminded me of something. Who's peaking right now in our radar? Um, Bay Area high school football scene. Definitely Jackson yesterday may got my attention. I gotta give a shout out to the St. Francis boys, Jackson Cahoon, his younger brother Chase Cahoon, Kingston Ke'anaaina. They made and Ata, the all-time center. He's been making noise, and so is Champ. Uh, I mean, they're racking up attention, and I just want to make sure we mention them. We see you guys. We're gonna need to talk about these guys a lot more often in the coming weeks, Coach, because we got to prepare for the next football season.
Oh yeah. I mean, I also got to give it to my former boys over at from Monte Vista Christian, Nico and Dom over. I think they're playing over with DT right now, and they also play with CCS with Coach Rueda. They look good. They all look good. So,
Yes.
I will definitely give them that. Speaking of DT, I don't know if you checked that.
Yes, we're gonna end with this. So Coach Steven Namoko is one of the guys. He's kind of been the the guy, the man
Mhm.
in the South Bay. He's got a lot of kids training with him, all levels. He's got a really good coaching staff that knows football very, very well. And I've always admired him from the distance, right? DT, whenever you hear DT, it's like you think ballers, like actually like real ballers, the guys that are highlight reel material. But he is moving on to bigger and better things, and I'm really proud of you, Coach, because you've done a really good job with the kids here in the Bay Area. There's development, and there's like taking somebody who's like good to great, and you've worked with several of those individuals. So as a group here at Get Sports Focus, and I'm sure Coach Andrew would say so themselves, like you've done a really you made your impact, man, and we're happy that you're moving on. We're very happy that you're moving on. So I mean, that means more teams can win more games. I'm just kidding. No, man, this guy's done a lot of really good stuff. Every time they sign up to our tournaments, I always text him back. I was like, okay, how many championship shirts you gonna need? It's like, oh, you're going for the sweep, when they have like different levels entered. But no, yeah, I saw that today,
Yeah,
and
that's huge.
I really feel
And
happy.
and it's good, it's good for this community, it's good for the kids because now it's opportunity, and this is why they always say don't burn bridges with people.
Yeah, no,
You never know where they end up next and
exactly.
and how they can help you. So, always keep that relationship with everybody. Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, preface from what we said earlier, but like, professional relationships, those will take you far.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah. Coach Amoko, man. I gotta get you on one of these before you leave. I know you have a little bit of time um left here in the Bay Area. Do you remember what he said on the post? Like, where is he going?
Let's go to Morehead State
Ah,
in
where exactly
Kentucky.
is that? Mid is that
Kentucky. Kentucky.
is that considered Midwest?
I think so. Pretty sure it's Midwest. He's done a lot. He worked with Valley, like he climbed the ladder. Valley Christian, CSM, D1 FCS. You
Yeah.
know, it's gonna be fun to watch him and his brother go up against each other now because they're in the same divisions. Not, I don't think the same like actual like conference, but they're both at the FCS D1 level. So there's a good chance that they probably will play each other. His
Wow.
brother's over at his brother's over at Campbell, and he is at Moorhead. So there's a good possibility that those two might play against each other, and that'll be really fun to watch.
Well, I see a really bright future. I remember the first time I met him, I was like, man, he's a young dude, but he's got a following. A lot of parents take their kids to his training because he knows what he's doing, and he's got a young staff that really, know how to work. And so we're gonna miss Coach Amoko being around, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, we're very happy for him moving,
100%.
and I'm pretty sure like he's gonna do he's just getting started. He's just getting started. So we're gonna chat with him sometime before he leaves. Make sure like
Absolutely.
we get some inside info about what his process has been, because for a guy, I don't know, what, 5 years he was doing what he's
I
doing
think
5 years.
I feel like it's been a little bit longer. I think it was 2000s. I don't know. We'd have to look,
Well,
but I
there,
know
there's
they've
three
been around.
phases. There's three different parts that I really want to discuss with him. Uh, there's the football part, and then there's the management part, and then there's the entrepreneurial part. Because I feel like he's a really good businessman as well, because of
Mhm.
how he's been running DT this whole entire time. So it should be a really good content for a lot of you young aspiring uh out
Professionals.
there. Professionals, yes. So, anyways, I think we kind of went overtime, but this was a really good session. We haven't done this in a while because we've been so busy, like doing stuff behind the scenes. So I'm glad to have you on, Coach. Congrats again for winning Super Team. And yeah, let's hopefully we could do this next week. Uh, uh, you know,
We
after.
should be able to. Probably, you know what? I will pencil me down for Monday because we play Sunday. So Monday we usually have off. So pencil me in for Monday.
Sweet. All right. All right. Everybody, you're watching Get Sports Focus. See you next time.